Hello again. So I was up last night way too late, like 9 in the morning, and I was happening to browse stuff online and checked my email and noticed that Games Workshop had sent an email about the upcoming Las Vegas Online Open, I guess actually, tournament. Whatever they're doing in Las Vegas, and usually with that kind of events, they also have some announcements, and announcements are always cool. So I stayed up even longer than I should have, because I noticed they also had a Twitch stream running at the same time where they were showcasing some of the new stuff from Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, and all the other games as well. And some of the Marine releases are pretty terrible. Although the Brutalis Red Note, amazing. I might want to grab one of those. But what caught my eye and put my wallet in most danger was the new Seraphon, or Lizardmen as I know them from back in the day when we used to play Warhammer Fantasy. And none of this fancy Age of Sigmar. And I'm not really playing the Warhammer as a miniature game, like an actual game anymore. I'm mostly doing just painting and modeling and stuff like that myself, which I found the most fun about it. And I actually had an eye on the Lizardmen, but then I was like, some of these models are so dated, like very old sculpts and whatnot. Except a couple of them that I really liked and I was like, okay, well, maybe I won't do Lizardmen then, because there are some a lot nicer, newer models, and I currently do not have any kind of Age of Sigmar or fantasy army that I want to. I'm working on. I've been looking at the vampires as well, just some kind of small band of vampires for funsies, which they also announced a pretty cool group of vampires. This very like a monastic. Almost like a Ronin vampires. But those were not Lizardmen, which we are talking about today. So Lizardmen was one of the other ones, and also Beastmen is something I've been always. I've never had either vampires, Lizardmen, or a Beastmen army myself. Back in the day, I had High Elves, and I had Orcs and Goblins was my main thing that I had. Some Bretonia as well, but not that much. Actually, when I started originally, it was this box set that came with some Bretonian knights. It was also Empire and Orcs, and I had the goblins and the Orcs and the Bretonians, and a friend of mine took the Empire, who then actually ended up quitting the hobby and gave me all of his Empire and all the other ones, which was nice. So thank you. But anyways, we had a friend who did have always a Lizardman army, and I always really liked the look of Lizardmen, and the fact that you can paint them the whatever you want, like any color pretty much on the rainbow, and the other ones, black, white, and any color really suits Lizardmen. And I feel like the new contrast paints, well, new, I guess, not really new at this point anymore, would be amazing for painting Lizardmen, especially like blending those together and having like these layers of different kind of scales and whatnot on them. So I didn't end up doing Lizardmen until now, maybe, because the model range was so old, and I didn't really like any of the models. But they happened to announce the heroes that the mortal realms need. I gotta agree as well. And this is the article on the Warhammer community site, where they are posting the news after they announced it on the stream, and they have a video showcasing. You should check it on from here. But we're gonna look at the models, what they announced. And firstly, they have the Slan Starmaster. So the good old Slan, a big magic toad. And this is very similar to the newer Lord Croak model, which I have actually open here. Of course, this is a lot more fancier with all kinds of fancy, who knows what these are, rings around it, and then the banner at the back. But basically, you have a floating throne and a couple skinks. The Croak himself with the fancy mask and everything on here. But like the base element of the like the floating stone throne with a little jungle on it, it's basically the same with the new Slan as well, with some tusks, horns, whatever these are, and then you have the skinks as well here, and the magical frog. It's I like the fact that it's a little toned down from the Croak. Croak, of course, being a massive hero character, kind of deserves that kind of thing. But I also like the more down to earth. I feel a lot of the Warhammer, especially these days, especially like Primaris Marines and so on. It's just let's just strap as much bling and guns on it as possible, and kind of same on Age of Sigmar as well. And going back to these more down to earth designs, just a floating stone throne, like this Aztec, Central American, South American inspired iconography, and then all the jewelry and everything. Like, this is a nice and down to earth. I also like how there's nature, and how they've actually cleverly made this float with the vines in here, and no like a flight stick or anything there. I just wonder how well these are gonna hold. This is quite a lot of weight just holding on these sticks, and especially in a game use or anything like that. I can see this needing some pinning, potentially some additional vines you make there with pinning. It seems quite fragile on the bottom there. And let's just open up these here as well. I just have the browser here showing the figurines. So they have few different options in here as well. So here's the close-up pictures of the back of the thing. So you literally have just one wine here, one wine there, and one wine there. It's like three wines holding that, and they're not super thick or anything. I would be a little worried about these snapping non-stop. So maybe adding another 3 or something on the bottom might be good. But yeah, there's a lot of really nice detail in this, and this would also work really well with a lot of texture effects and a little more flock and more plants and things added to this. Like, I think you can, if you want to spend some time on this, you can make it look really, really nice. But yeah, it's I really like this. The only thing I don't like I mean, this is supposed to be, I guess, a chameleon skink, but it kind of looks like a weird pale human lizard hybrid thing. So I would probably paint this one different myself. But yeah, I really love the look of this new Slan. He looks crumpy and magical and awesome. So and very reminiscent of the old Slan figurine that my friend used to have, like a metal version of this, which was also like a hunk of rock that you could, if you lost a match, you could throw another player with that and win the match by having him get a concussion. But yeah, this one looks great. Like, I love this, and I really didn't like the other. Like, the Croak is too fancy, and some of the other. But this one I love. I would love to get this in my newly soon maybe happening Lizardmen army. And then they have some other options here, and I actually like this one even more. So they have a different skink here, and these were called like attendants or something that they mentioned on the stream. A crystal skull. I actually studied archaeology, and everyone knows the Indiana Jones and the crystal skulls, so I actually kind of like it. And I like how he has this kind of headdress. And he looks mean with the mouth open, and this paint scheme also, this kind of dark with glowy eyes and everything, looks actually amazing. Not so much the sandstone look. I kind of like the grey stone more, but this Slan with hand stretched out and the crystal skull, he means business, and he has a little froggo friend, and also some bugs he's eating. So there's a lot of story going on with this figurine as well. Like, this looks really, really great. Like, this is something I would love to paint. Hopefully not too expensive, as everything is getting more expensive these days. So can't get all the miniatures you want, I guess. But yeah, loving this. Croak is obviously like a Finnish price, 100 euros. It's a lot more expensive, so maybe like 60, 70 range for him, hopefully. Or even less, 55, maybe? Dream on. But yeah, obviously Croak has a lot more going on, so it's more expensive. And kind of the character tax as well. But yeah, this guy looks amazing. I would love to. Let's just close that one. I would love to get one of these. And then let's scroll further. They tell about the different stuff in here. And then the next thing they were showing off, I don't actually remember which order they were showing off. Another thing they're showing off here is the Raptidon Hunters. and they have also Raptidon Chargers. So these are skink on Raptors. And I love that they've gone like those Golvansaurus terrible looking raptor mounts. The face is ultra derpy. I actually like the body otherwise, but the face especially is kind of derpy, and it's definitely very dated look. And these are the new Raptidon. And interestingly, they've gone from like the Lizardmen themselves are very scaly dinos still, but the dinos they're riding are much more like feathers and kind of the more modern look into like what dinosaurs in real life may have looked like instead of the Jurassic Park dinos. And I really like the headdress and everything they have going on. I'm not sure if this is headdress or is this actually the part of the plumage. It might be actually just a part of the plumage on the raptor as well, but it looks great. I'm not 100% sure sold on these skinks how they're standing on the lizards. Unless they're actually like holding on the reins. Like they do seem to have some kind of reins in here, and so if this hand is actually holding onto that, then maybe. But it feels kind of weird. No saddles and just standing there. Like he would fly off in there. It feels like a weird conversion of someone just slapping some skinks on a raptors. But I guess once we get like 360 view and actually get to fiddle with these, we can see better how that looks. But yeah, these look so much better. Yeah, it looks like he's holding onto a handle there. So yeah, that looks fine there. This is a ghost riding a dino. Also, this banner looks amazing. I love this banner. And he's just happy to be here, riding around. And here's a musician, I guess, for the group. So this is a banner bearer for the group. And then the musician. And then we have, these are the javelin ones. So these are the hunters, I guess. So no, the range version ones throwing some javelins. I like how he has a few extra ones. It would be actually kind of cool if they have extra beats, just take some of these instead of strapping them on the guy. Strap them on the dino itself, like here or somewhere. Just a couple ropes and just grab them from there instead of from your own back. But they look great. The skinks also, the newer skinks look great as well. And then there's another one of these and more of these. And skinks different positions. The new shields are also kind of funky, like a round with a little bit of edge, and it looks actually very, very cool. And we're back to the beginning again. So they don't really show the melee ones in this here until you go down here, and you have one of these leaders with a very weird weapon of some sort of magical weapon. But yeah, you can make the melee versions as well to chargers, which are going to be interesting. Yeah, laying into the foes with the relics taken from the walls. I guess this is one of the relics taken from the walls. It's definitely a weird weapon. I'm not sure. I think I like like I said earlier, that the kind of more down to earth, not so fancy guns and things and everything strapped on everything. I think I like the javelins one more because they're like a obsidian, just tipped javelins. Pretty fancy javelins, still with like the metal part in there as well. But yeah, I really like these much more than the melee with the weird melees. This shield is also fantastic. The color scheme also really cool. But yeah, let's go down. So this is the one that instantly caught my eye, and this is the reason why I didn't actually want to collect any Lizardmen. So these are the Source Warriors. And I have a picture here. These are the old Source Warriors. As you can see, they are not great. Like, not great. I mean, they're not bad, but they're definitely dated. I actually have even an older version of these. I just found one of those while I was looking through some bits, and I was like, oh, they are terrible. But yeah, these are not fantastic in these today's miniature making. They definitely look very, very, very old. So these new ones instantly fell in love. Although I would still like a little bit more gear on them. Also, like this fancy helmet is kind of cool. But like especially on the like the neck shoulder area, I would like a little bit more. But like this one has strapped a few plates on the legs, and I would like to see a little more on the like the shoulders and so on. These funky shields also really cool. And I really like this. Also almost reminds me like if you've made like a Hive Tyrant or anything on the Tyranids. This head kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Like it's that jagged edges and pointy bits and going like up like this. But it is a fantastic look, especially compared to not him, these guys. And yeah, I mean they have a little bit of the jagged edges and some of the headdress stuff and this, but yeah, not this paint scheme also is very dated, which is not helping compared to these things, which are obviously painted with much higher quality skill level. But yeah, these are fantastic, and I would love a squad of these. And the fact that, like I said earlier, this is a great army because you can do literally anything you want, paint scheme wise. You can throw some little bit of terrain bits on them as well, kind of camouflage or whatever. You can do so many things with these. Like these are like amazing as like just a painter, hobbyist instead of like a gamer. Because you can just go wild with the paint schemes. And I was already dreaming of this like a orange Lizardmen army, because I've been wanting to do something orange, like really colorful. I tend to have a little too grim dark when I'm doing a 40k. Like my two current armies that I'm kind of painting is black and white, almost like a Star Wars Stormtrooper colors. I'm doing Luna Wolves, but the Primaris Marines versions of those basically. And I've been really enjoying doing those. Doing the white and all the panel lining and all of that is it's a lot of work, but it's paying off and they look quite nice. And then my other army that I've been doing is basically chaos with scenes, not Thousand Suns, but more like scenes, and kind of more of that like corruption and mutation and kind of body horror kind of more than anything. I made my own version of Village, so the Curseling from a fantasy or a Age of Sigmar, and I made a 40k version of that. I should probably do a video on that and showcase some of that, and I'll explain what I was doing and how I did it, because I think that turned out very nice. And also like that Dark Mechanicus a little bit. I'm so happy that they announced the Watchtower now, the new demon guy for Chaos. That model I want, except the head and the hammer. I'm not 100% sure on those. And also the new Demon Prince. Such a good model. So much good models coming out. And of course you have the new Cadians, which is also Heretic Guard and or Traitor Guard and so on. So it's like, every model is suddenly a Chaos Space Marine model. Especially when you're not intentionally you're not playing with them, and you're just doing them just for the funsies. Like I'm just staring on my table here. I did some Chaos Ogryns. I was playing Darktide, and I was inspired by the Ogryns in there, and then I saw Pete the Wargamer do his conversion of the Ogryns, and I had to do a similar one myself, and I really enjoyed that. And I've actually done them and painted them. I still need 2 more bases to be done for them, and then they're good to go. And they're joining my kind of purple, dark colored scenes army. That's just a. I mean, if I add some heretic traders in there, Traitor Guard with I want that new Lehman, not the Lehman, sorry, the Rogel Dorna tank. I am going to so corrupt that into a traitor tank as soon as I can. So I guess they can, the Chaos Ogryns can serve as Ogryns in that Traitor Guard army then. Which is not really going to be a proper army, just a few models here and there. But yeah, they're pretty dark and kind of toned colors mostly. Both of those armies in 40k I'm working currently on. And the Lizardman would be like a freedom to do very colorful, shiny Lizardmen. And try out different things freely. And also I feel like all of these like the cracks in the between the scales and everything is just like made for washes and contrast paints and everything. Also like doing like the scales a little darker and then doing like the lighter ones in here and so on. Like it should work extremely well on these models, and be very easy also to do very very good looking Lizardman army. Like I think these are just amazing for that. But yeah, they did announce also like different weapons. So there's very Central South American inspired weaponry, as the whole army is pretty much very Aztecs or something. Very spiky, lovely weapons, and these armor plates. I hope. I imagine they also will do more. So this is basically just a normal Soros group, Soros warriors. So basically replacing this kit, this terrible kit, with this kit. So I imagine they will also do like temple cards and some of the other ones with the same style. At least I hope so. I would love to do so. Also, imagine doing paces for these guys. It's gonna be really fun doing like a jungle theme. I love doing bases. That's one of the like landscaping is one of the fanciest part to do in this hobby. Not just the painting and the building the models, but I also making bases. I really love doing that, and I feel this jungle will be fun to populate as well. But yeah, these look great. And these actually remind me of the pretty much the only model that I actually like in the current range, and which this Saurus Old Blood on a Carnosaur, because it's a fancy dino with a guy riding it, and he has it's kind of hard to see in this, but if you go here, you can see this is very much reminding of the new Sauruses. So he has very same like very spiky angular head, unlike the terrible these guys. He's definitely much more to the new style with some armor. Actually, a lot more armor on this guy as well. But he's definitely a lot better looking than the old ones. And this one is probably kind of the inspiration for the new Saurus warriors as well. And then, of course, he has this massive big boy that he's riding on. And I would love to build this one. And this one, I was like, do I just buy this one and do I just paint this one and then just not do any of the other Lizardmen? But thank God, they released these awesome models as well to join the fun. All right, so let's go down, and here they actually this was shown also in the stream. They were talking about the painting them in different ways, and like he said, like this is basically a crocodile dude who's just having fun in the jungle, and then this one is more like a powered by the gods kind of thing. And I actually kind of like this. This is kind of cool, especially if you do like normal Saurus, kind of in the same paint schema, but without the glowy effects. And then you have like your more special units, like the Temple Guard or something, that are like more phantasmal, starborn, whatever you want to be. And then put this kind of effect on them, and then you have the contrast of having like just a normal looking lizard guys, and then your like elite unit or the heroes, like for example the Saurus on this thing, and have him shiny a little bit in this way. Maybe not this much, but like a little bit of shine from the eyes and so on. I think it would look really nice. Makes us feel very nostalgic. I feel you, Warhammer community. And then they also said here that this is only part of the announcements for the spring, coming late spring, along with redacted, and even redacted. But this is the main thing that they said down here, is that this is also was mentioned on the stream, that it's not all the Seraphon can look forward in this year. It's just a crest of the enormous wave of the righteous reptiles poised to wash over the mortal realms. So hopefully we'll see a lot of other ones replaced as well. One of the ones that I especially want to see replaced is these derpy Croxicores. And if you played a Total War 3, Total War Warhammer 3, the Croxicores in that game, holy moly, they are amazing. And then you see these things, and it's like, I think that's a big problem in general, because I really like a lot of the models, not the models, but I guess there are computer models. But then I really like how a lot of the things look in Total War Warhammer 3, and then the models representing them aren't not that great. There's a lot of them, like Valkia, the Korna, Angry Lady. The model, kind of terrible, especially compared to what you have on the computer screen, and same with a lot of the other models. And I think if they are doing like Croxigors again, they should play like the Lizardmen in the Total War, because those look amazing, and that's how they should feel. Like the Croxigors are big, they're chunky, they just smack. And compared to normal sources, they're much bigger. And we've definitely had in recent years with Warhammers that scale creep for the models. But some models I especially like that. Like Primaris is much bigger than normal firstborn model Marine, and they look terrible pretty much next to each other. And I actually really like the Primaris. But I would love to see some kind of same kind of like a scale up on a lot of things. And I feel Croxy cores especially, these derpy cores definitely need a new sculptor because it's very dated. I still like them, but they are very dated. And also just make them big, like chunky, huge. And also maybe include some of the hero Croxy cores that they have. And just make them even chunkier. Like, I would love to paint those. Also, that reminds me, there's this... I'm gonna hate myself for this, because I've been painting a lot of the black and white for the Space Marines. But there is that white Lizardman hero in Total War Warhammer 3, whose name is just escaping me. He looks amazing. Maybe I want some black and white Lizardmen. Because they would look actually really good on that color scheme as well, like little grays and whites and black. But I'm already doing the Marines, so maybe not the second army with the same color scheme. But yeah, Croxigors are definitely one that could use a refresh. Let's see, is there any other? Some of the skinks, especially some of the newer skinks, they look great. I'm sure some of the old skink models could definitely use also refresh. Stegodon's just fine. Croak is great. Saurus card. So once they have these Saurus warriors updated with the new ones, getting a Saurus card is probably guaranteed. I would imagine we'll also get this like old blood replaced with the new one. And kind of all of these ones. I love that bone helmet. I hope they do more of this. More bone, like they have a lot of, especially in these new ones here, if you could scroll up, they have a lot of gold and metals and like obsidian. I'm gonna definitely do like obsidian as well myself. Actually, this throne in like black obsidian would look pretty good. I'm getting ideas already. This is dangerous. But yeah, they don't really have like these guys kind of bare bones on the gear other than these like golden metal plates or whatever they are, and then a little bit of like the black stone and a few straps. A little more leather, a little more bones would be really nice. Shouldn't be too hard to convert, to be honest, if you can get some of that. But especially like having like this kind of bone helmet as the Eternity Warden has would be great. Then there's the yeah, like these are the ones I was saying, like these Source Knights, the derpy cold ones. These need another refresh as well. Hopefully we'll get the new ones to replace these things. And then Salamander, also kind of old, hopefully replace the Skink Starseer. That's okay. It's like a mini Slan. Here's actually the old Slan as well. So if you can take a look at that. It's not a bad model. Actually, this one is wonky. Why is he sideways? It's kind of fun, actually, why he's flying it kind of sideways. Like, this one is not the worst. The new one is very reminiscent of this. If you take a look at back up here and go look at this guy. He's definitely very reminiscent of the old one. Not the oldest one, I guess. But there is just so much detail in this one, obviously. And I guess also size-wise it looks a little bigger. But yeah, detail, so much better. And obviously the paint schema, much better than this old one. But yeah, not the worst model in their range. But yeah, definitely good upgrade as well. Then you have some of the Rippledactyls and Bastiladons. These are okay. I don't really need an upgrade on these. The Engine of Gods is great looking as well. The Troglodon, great. And then the Razordons look old. That one also replaced. But yeah, I mean, there's not that many things that really need replacement. It's really the Slan, which they already did, and then the Croxigors and the Sauruses. If you replace those, that's basically all the really old ones out of the model range, and that would be really great. They also have this Star Blood of Stalkers here, and I guess this guy and these kings are much newer sculpts as well. These look great. This kind of looks almost like a Necron technology, and then like they have so much more facial expression and everything as well than the other ones. Then you have the chameleon skinks, which are great, and then this guy is definitely also a poster boy for the new ones. But yeah, this one, this kind of new Lizardmen, amazing looking, and I'm looking forward to all of these. Grabbing one Slan, and then I guess I will get a group of these as well, and then some Saurus warriors, and hopefully we'll see some Croxicors, like really chunky Croxicors, and other things. But anyways, that's my ramble of Warhammers and Lizard Boys and all the other things. I was just really happy to see these, and I wanted to talk about them a little bit. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time with some more ramblings and maybe some miniatures. I'll have to do a video on the village and some of the other ones. Maybe I'll just do like a showcase of chaos models I did in last year and this year, and some of the other ones as well, instead of like a dedicated painting thing. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.